You don't even remember when it started. Not really. One day you were curious. You wanted more. More meaning, more truth, more life. And then you adjusted. You adapted. You became reasonable. And the more normal you became, the more your soul went silent. You told yourself it was just a phase, that things would pick up, that maybe next year, next job, next person, something would feel like it used to. But it hasn't, not even close. And that quiet ache you carry, the one you ignore but never shake, it's the symptom of a life Nietzsche warned you about. He wasn't talking about failure. He wasn't even talking about suffering. He was talking about something far worse, a life that feels safe, looks fine, and quietly drains the fire from your bones. This video isn't meant to inspire you. It's meant to wake you up. Because if you're not careful, you will die exactly as Nietzsche feared. Not with a bang, but with silence. You've said it more times than you can count. I'm fine. And maybe you are. But fine is not alive. Fine is not awake. Fine is the anesthesia of the soul. Nietzsche saw it long before we did. He saw that people were trading their fire for furniture, their rebellion for routine, their authenticity for applause. And worst of all, they didn't even notice. They worked, laughed, obeyed, reproduced, and died, without ever realizing they'd never really lived. They didn't lose their lives, they gave them away. One compromise at a time, one unspoken truth at a time, one choice not to feel too much, too loud, too deep. And now here you are, carrying dreams you don't speak, numbing fears you don't face, fulfilling roles you don't remember choosing. If that hits too close to home, it's because Nietzsche saw you coming. Nietzsche didn't warn against failure. He celebrated it. He didn't warn against pain. He called it a crucible. No, what Nietzsche feared was something more invisible, more acceptable, more deadly. He feared the slow death of the self. The moment you stop asking, who am I becoming, and start asking, who do they want me to be? That's when the decay begins. You stop choosing. You start repeating. You stop becoming. You start surviving. You lose your chaos, and with it, your power. And you trade the fire of your soul for the silence of a predictable life. And those who were seen dancing were thought to be insane by those who could not hear the music. That quote doesn't just describe the dreamers. It exposes the crowd, the ones who stopped listening, the ones who gave up the music. And the truth is, you might be one of them. There's a reason you crave comfort, a reason you followed the rules, a reason you stayed where you were supposed to, because it's safer. Nietzsche called it the herd instinct, the ancient pull to belong, to blend, to be accepted. Not because it's right, but because standing alone means risking everything. But here's the thing Nietzsche saw that most people don't. The herd doesn't want you to be free. It wants you to be useful, predictable, productive, harmless. So it gives you rewards, a salary, a title, a like, a gold star for fitting in. But it comes at a cost. You can either have their acceptance or your authenticity, not both. And most people make the trade without even realizing it. So ask yourself, are you living your life, or are you living the life that gets the least resistance? Because the herd doesn't devour you with fangs, it devours you with applause. Ever wonder why nothing feels real anymore? Why even the good days feel muted? Why you chase the next thing, only to find yourself exactly where you were before? This isn't burnout, it's meaning death. And Nietzsche saw it coming. He said it plainly. God is dead. Not because religion was evil, but because the human soul had lost something deeper than faith. It had lost the capacity to believe in anything greater than itself. And so we replaced the divine with dopamine. We replaced purpose with performance. We replaced meaning with metrics. And now we wonder why we can't feel anything. You're not empty because you're broken. You're empty because the things you're filling yourself with were never designed to nourish you. And if that doesn't make you angry, it should. Nietzsche believed most people are ruled not by logic, but by deep, unspoken fear. Fear of being different, fear of being misunderstood, fear of being fully seen. So we self-sabotage. We stay in jobs that dull us. We date people who shrink us. We abandon our art, our voice, our path, not because we can't handle the risk, but because we can't handle the reflection. To walk your own path means facing who you become, and that's terrifying. Because what if you don't recognize the person you've been playing? What if all the things you thought made you, you, were just armor? What if the real you hasn't even been born yet? Now here's the part people get wrong about Nietzsche. He didn't want you to be invincible. He wanted you to be indivisible. He introduced the concept of the Übermensch, the overman, not someone stronger than others, someone truer than their fears. The Übermensch doesn't ask, what should I do? They ask, what do I believe even if no one claps? They create their own values. They live with intention so sharp it cuts through expectation. They don't fear chaos, they forge it into meaning. And the most important part? He who cannot obey himself will be commanded. If you don't claim your life, someone else will. If you don't define your worth, the world will sell you a cheaper version. If you don't become the fire, you will be burned by everyone else's. Here's the most brutal truth Nietzsche offers. This life, the numb, passive, performative life, doesn't just kill you, it spreads to your partner, your friends, your children. Every time you say, it's fine when it's not, you teach someone else to do the same. Every time you silence yourself to keep the peace, you show someone else how to abandon themselves. Every time you choose the familiar over the truthful, you reinforce the very prison you want to escape. Nietzsche didn't just want to save individuals, he wanted to stop the contagion. Because silence echoes, and fear breeds faster than truth. Unless you become the interruption. Nietzsche never begged anyone to change. He didn't believe in sermons. He believed in shocks, words that pierce like lightning, truth that rearranges your spine. So let me give you the only question that matters. Are you ready to stop pretending? Because you can keep going. You can nod at this video. You can close the tab. You can go back to your comfortable, polite, pixel-perfect life. Or you can stop. You can decide that enough is enough, that your truth is worth more than their approval, that your fire is worth more than their comfort, and that your life, your actual life, hasn't even started yet. Become who you are. That's not a metaphor, it's a command. And if you're still watching, it means you're finally ready to obey yourself.